Oh, it's been a while. I did a live. It's been a while. I jumped on Facebook and to just talk and to just have conversations. Been a little bit busy, going here and there and doing this and that, and just doing some things. Just doing things that I like. Doing things that makes me happy. Uh, doing things. So, um, yeah, it's been a while. Like I said, I've been going around doing this and that, just living my life, just trying so hard trying so hard to. Okay, well, we manage and we. But yeah, so many things has happened, so many things are going on around the world, around our communities, and yesterday was supposed to do a live with Mabel, but because I was traveling, I couldn't do that. I don't even think we can do that today also. I will be traveling, but maybe by Wednesday, it's going to be possible to start doing lives again. Had so many videos. If I had known, I would have just scheduled some live videos while I was out and um, just have them play, just have them, yeah. So yeah, I was in California. I was in California. I was where I for a project for a business project, and if you look at the title of this video, it says um, "learn" or "learning." Yeah, it says "learning," and once again, I realized learning never stops. Learning is something that is continuous. Learning is something that, whether you like it or not, you have to make it a part of you. Learning is that thing that keeps you wanting to live life. Learning is that thing that will move you from one place to another. Um, Learning is just the finest thing that's happening. One of the speakers during the conference, during the seminar, said something that caught my attention. He said someone told him that what you know it's not going to destroy you. It's difficult for what you know to destroy you, and that's true. That's true because once you know, okay, this is an imminent danger, or you know this is this, you can at least know how to protect yourself. You can know how to go about things. What is actually really dangerous is actually the things you don't know. Um, yeah, because you don't even know you don't know these things. You understand? So there are things that are probably existing. I think that was what he was trying to say. There are things that are existing, but you don't even know you don't know them, because it's something else to know. Okay, maybe I don't know about this thing. You understand? For instance, I don't know what will happen if I get into that fire. That one, you at least know there's a fire, and you know there's a possibility of something happening when you get into the fire. Now, what about a situation where you don't even know you don't know certain things? Gets everything complicated, gets everything to another level, and you start thinking like, okay, life, what is life trying to, and this and that and that and that. But yeah, the trip was interesting. I met some, first of all, traveled with some wonderful group of persons. Charles Julia, Dr. Pam, Judy, Sophia, May. Traveled from Dallas to Houston, and from Houston to California. and it was just a wonderful journey. The flight was cool. It was really great. It was three hours flight to California, and we were watching a movie most of the time. Got to California, got to the airport. That was where we actually met Sophia. And besides Sophia, I think a few minutes later we met Dr. Palm, and it was just beautiful. You see people, this one going up, this one coming down. By the way, at the airport, I had breakfast at the airport. And when you're at the airport, there's no fufu and eru, there's no concha, there's no rice and stew. You just have to go with whatever is available. Which is one of the very first lessons I reminded myself of. Um, that sometimes all of these things that we want to make it look like, oh, it's about this, it's about that, it's about that, they are not really that important. Most of the things we've attributed so much value to are not really that important. I'm talking about me having breakfast because I had papayas. I think I don't know if that's how they call that restaurant. Papayas. I had something like chicken from them, fried in their own way and whatever. I had whatever I did what I needed to do, and I was full. So I was just sitting there thinking like, oh, so life is about you eating. Life is about you're hungry. You need to eat something to fill your stomach to energize your system. It's never it's never about a specific thing. Sometimes some people can argue it's about a specific thing because some food are healthy and some are not healthy. But guess what? Even some of the fufu and arrow, the corn chop, the this and this that we eat, most people feel like it's not really that healthy with too much oil, too much what they call it cholesterol and all this stuff. So um first lesson or one of the lessons was just hey, some of these things we attribute too much value to are not really that important. I was at the airport, I was hungry, I needed to eat something, I figured out whatever, and this was probably something I was eating for my first time, but it tasted okay and it did the job. It actually gave me what I wanted at the time to just fill me up and give me the energy to go to wherever I was going. I think another lesson learned from the journey was actually the number of persons you meet at the airport, with everyone busy, just doing their thing and just traveling to wherever they're traveling to. People just they want to go up, they want to come down, they want to sit down, they want to do this, they want big, they want small, they want tall, they want short, they want light, they want that. Like you just see different categories. You see different kinds and types in people. So many persons. You see so many persons, and you're looking at them and you're like, wow, so I am just one in the 7 billion persons that exist on earth. Then you start to ask yourself the question of, okay, how important am I? How important am I? It starts to explain why even when something happens to you, the world moves on. It starts to explain why if something bad or something funny or something happened to you, people are going to cry. Your close ones are going to mourn. People are going to, oh, yeah. Yeah. But guess what? They are going to move on eventually, whether you like it or not. So I was just sitting there and like, oh, okay. Yeah, in as much as I'm unique, in as much as I am me, in as much as at the end of the day, you are just one in 7 billion. So whatever you're doing, the world is still going to move on when you're not there. The other thing I was thinking while I was thinking about me also was okay, the impact. All these persons, one thing was certain, I did not know any of them. Most of them, I did not know anyone. At the airport, it's about thousands of persons, people going up, people coming down, people sitting at lobby sections, just waiting for their plane. And you're looking at all of these persons and you don't recognize any of them. I start to ask myself the question, okay, why is it because I did not bother to research them, or is it because they have not done anything, or is it because but guess what? If some other person showed up at the airport, I would have recognized them. Some specific group of persons, some specific persons. Let's say somebody like John C. Maxwell. If he showed up at the airport, I would have been like, oh, that's John C. Maxwell. You understand? Let's say somebody like the president. I would say, oh, that's the president. If somebody like which artist? John Legend. I would have been like, oh, that looks like John Legend. So despite the number of persons we had at the airport, I did not recognize anyone. And probably no one recognized me. You understand? Is it because we are not putting our impact? Is it because we are not doing something wonderful for community? Is it because we're not doing something huge for the world? No. We're probably doing our little, we're probably doing the small we can do to make the world a better place. But it's not as huge as the persons or the names I've just come called. I just mentioned. So, in order for you to really get to that place where people can look at your face anywhere and recognize you, your impact has to be huge. Now, this is not to write down or write off whatever impact you're making, whatever impact I'm making, whatever impact some other persons are making. No, I'm not trying to say it's really small, it's not value. No. What I'm just saying is this just gets to remind you that you can do more. There's room for more. That is it. That for me, that was the message. Like, okay, Sako, if you're here, you travel from California to from that travel from Dallas to California, and nobody looks at you and say, "Oh, Toridey," or "Oh, Nasako," this and that. It means whatever you're doing is good, but then you still have to do more. Can you imagine even one of the persons, not even one, I think two of the persons, we had a 5-man team. Two of the persons did not even recognize me, did not even know I am Toridey. And these are people from my immediate community. You understand? So it was my boss who was trying to, oh, you don't know him, oh, he's 3 days, he's this. And in my head, I'm like, okay, you still have to put in some work. You have to put in the work. You feel like you're providing impact, you feel like you're providing value. Yeah, you're doing a little, but you can still do more, or you have to do more. So for me, that was one other lesson I learned while I was traveling. And okay, give me 1 second. Boss, no, I did fine. I did live now, so I did call you back in. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, so I actually I was like, wow, people don't even know you. And this is not the first time it's happening. You get to a place and some people are excited, and someone who is popular, who is on social media, who is doing things in the community is like, oh, who are you? I don't know you like that. You don't have to take it the wrong way. You don't have to look at it, oh, you pretend, oh, you don't know me, oh, no. You have to look at it like, oh, okay, it means something is lacking with what I'm doing. Maybe I should change strategy. Maybe I should push more. Maybe I should impact. Maybe they are in a community where I'm not actually pushing my message to. And so, yeah, that was one other thing that happened that made me really feel like, wow, I think, I think this is a learning experience for me. Flew to California, got there, got into the hotel. By the way, one thing I noticed about California, beautiful place though, beautiful place. I like, especially around the airport. I like the fact that around it seems like the airport is in the middle of the city. I don't know, but that was the impression I had because you look at the planes and the height I wish they were flying before they get to the airport. It was really low, like you just see a plane just right above up at the house or something. I actually just like the vibes. The trees that look like palm trees, they look like coconut. I don't know if it's a mixed breed of coconut and palm trees. I think I have to research that. But it looked really beautiful. It looked really cheeky, cool. It looked really. It just looked fine. It just looked like wow. And yeah, got to the hotel. It was a good, clean hotel. Um, yeah, when I was at the hotel, so my window, I think I posted that on my status, on my WhatsApp status. I posted it on my WhatsApp status. I took there was some work, some construction work that was going next to our hotel. So from my window, you could see, especially because I was at the fourth floor, you could see like area view of the construction. The workers, about 100 and something persons, every person just doing their own thing and this and that. And I think that was one other thing that sparked some some that Nasaku you have to think moment. I was just looking at these guys, more than 100 persons working on a very big construction project. I don't know if they're constructing a hotel or whatever, but it was just huge. It was just loud, and I was just looking at them. And they were just doing every person was in their own corner doing their own thing, and I was just thinking to myself, okay, this person's more than 100 of them, and every person is doing their own specific thing in their own specific corner. The question now is, how did they know what they were actually supposed to be doing at that particular time or for that particular day? It means there's someone who's coordinating them. You understand? There's someone who's coordinating them. The next question was, okay, why do they need this many persons? Why did one person not just go out there and just do the work? So you come today, you do a little bit, you go back, you come another day, you do it. Oh, they needed a result and they needed a rapid result. That was why they decided to bring in more persons. And I was like, oh, maybe that is the same thing you can do for your business if you want to scale. Maybe that is the same thing you can do for Toridey if you wanted it to get bigger, to get really huge. I was like, okay, 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 okay. Hmm, hmm. Okay, 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 okay. Wow. Yeah. There's just so much. There's not too much you can do by yourself. There's just what you can do. But then if you bring in more persons, you explain the project to them, you delegate certain roles to them, and they're responsible enough to do just what you want them to do. Guess what? You're definitely and definitely going to have results which are far more better. That is why you see the biggest companies never owned by one person. Elon Musk, I hear he owns about 14% of Tesla. Jeff Bezos, I think 13% of Amazon. But when they are mentioned, it seems like they're the ones who own everything and stuff like that. When you have a project, when you are doing something, when you're trying to build something, especially if it's something that you want it to last for eternity, at some point in time, you need to bring in people, you need to bring in persons, you need to bring in so many people. So many people dedicate certain tasks to them, and not only dedicate tasks to them and pay them, but give them the impression that you see this project we're working on, this is something that you are going to benefit from today, and your kids and kids and kids and kids. That's why companies are giving out incentives that you look at it and you feel like they're crazy. That's why you see companies say, oh, if you work for us, we'll give you vacation with your family. If your wife is pregnant, we'll give you 2 months to spend time with her. When your wife gives birth, we'll give you 3 months to take care of the baby. They're giving all these incentives. It's because they want to make you feel like you are part of this project. Whatever we're benefiting, you're going to be benefiting almost the same. Let's build this. Like just looking at those people walking, it was crazy sunny in California, though it was cold. But you look at these people were walking and they were so serious. They were taking everything very serious. Nobody was playing. Nobody was trying to cheat. No, everybody was bum, 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 bum. Like for close to how many hours that I sat beside that window and I was watching at them. And I was just like, wow, yeah. It'll be difficult for you to scale if you don't bring in the persons. It'll be so difficult for you to scale if you don't bring in persons. So that was it. That was the lesson I learned from that particular experience. Moving from that, I think I got to. By the way, I'm not a breakfast person. I'm not a breakfast person. So most of the times when I spend time at a hotel, even though some persons are complaining that oh, hotels usually put their breakfast between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. before you get up, or 8 a.m. before you get up, the breakfast is time is passed already. One thing I noticed about this specific hotel was that their breakfast was scheduled for I think 6 a.m. to 9:30 or so. I think 5:30 to 9:30 or so. Um, which made it possible for even if you slept late, at least you can get up at 9 a.m. or even 9:30 and just rush it, pick up whatever you want, and then you do yourself some good. Um, yeah. Again, we went to the break for breakfast, and whatever thing they had there. We had stuff that was similar, probably like the egg, they call it omelette. We had bread. But at the end of the day, it was not made like our traditional stuff. So then you have to just jump in there and do what you can do to survive, which did not make it made some sense though. I just you try whatever. I'm not a breakfast person. I'm not a breakfast person. I and the type who after eating, I always feel like I want to sleep. I always feel like I just want to go to sleep. Yeah, after eating, I always just feel like I want to go to sleep. It's just me. Um, yeah. So and then later on that day, we went out. We decided to eat. So we tried to Google African restaurant, and then something popped up, and we went there, and we discovered it wasn't even possible to sit there and eat. So what you do is you place your order, and then you just show up, pick it up, and then you leave. But the one thing that caught my attention about this particular restaurant was the fact that it was a mixed breed. So you even if you wanted to order Chinese food, Asian food, Caucasian food, didn't matter African food, their restaurant was providing everything. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they have African chefs or just have somebody cook and come keep it there and they sell it. I don't know how it works, but yeah, they were just selling everything. And man, I really liked their system. You just place your order and they have boxes and whatever. And once your food is ready, they put it in there. You come, you don't need to even talk to someone. You just go pop a bottle and then you pick up your food. Um, yeah, so we went there and because we needed to sit and just have that time just talk, we finally did not eat there. So we decided to go to another restaurant downtown. That was downtown San Diego. Yeah, downtown San Diego. It was a cool place. It was a beautiful place. I liked. It was a little bit different from Dallas, though. A little bit. Dallas looks bigger, but I like the fact that this one was smaller. But it had its own vibes. And, you saw things that you felt like okay, this was different. Went to a restaurant and um, sat there. We actually got there. We actually got there almost. It was almost. I think it was almost. No, not really late, but it was almost. We got there about 40 time. Yeah, I sat there and we're having this conversation. So that was actually the first real opportunity for all of us because most of us who made this journey, I think the other three persons, that was my first time meeting them. Um, so besides us meeting at the hotel and driving in the same car to go get whatever we needed to get food, us sitting at our restaurant was the first time we actually um, was to experience one another. So had a conversation, and um, they say when you get to a place like that, don't talk too much. Listen first. Listen, listen, listen. You need to understand how smart people are. You need to understand how people think. You need to understand persons before you start talking. You start pushing ideas. And I just sat there and I was listening, and I was hungry. Now, one thing about me, I don't know how to eat anything that is not African food. So when I go to restaurants, I don't even know what to order. All this their stuff, this is that. I really don't like them. I really don't like them. So however, I did not have any choice. I ordered just like some other person, filet mignon, and when they brought the filet mignon, the meat was there like grilled meat, and then there was some leaf, some liquid, whatever. I just did my filet mignon and a few fries, and that was good. But I think the conversation that particular time was what actually caught my attention. I like the fact that we were just talking, we were just vibing. People were just sharing experiences. People were just going back and forth with whatever is happening around the world right now. And then we left to the hotel. Went back to the hotel, separate rooms, And as usual, I get back to the hotel. I don't just go to sleep. I have to go to the files because I was actually trying to document everything about the. I was trying to document everything about our travel to California. So one thing I usually do is when I get back, um, I try to just copy the files and transfer them to some place that I feel is safer. And that was exactly what I did when I got back to the hotel. So while everybody was probably resting and sleeping or talking to their wives and husband, I was actually trying to make sure the files are in a safe place. Right after that, I think I went to bed like 3 a.m. after I had put together. I think one other thing I forgot to say is when we got to the hotel, I think we did an interview. I decided for us to do a small interview where we just talk about us, we just talk about us, we just talk about our trip from our various destinations, and it came out really good. Shout out to Judy, by the way. That was her first time actually hosting a segment like that, and she did so well. I was really happy. And so we just had that wonderful conversation. And so when we got back at night, I decided to kind of like edit some of that and just share with them to just tease and stuff like that. And they actually appreciated the video. They actually appreciated the video. Right after that, I went to bed and was getting ready. Was getting ready for the next day. Yeah, the next day was next is supposed to be the event day. I'm so messed up. I don't even know. Because we actually went to the hall though. We went to the hall. We went to the hall the next day in the morning. In the morning, 10 a.m. Okay, I think it was that morning, 10 a.m. that we actually did that interview. Um, was it that morning or no? When we came back from the hall. So we went to the hall, saw the hall, beautiful. Meet our organizer. We did a wonderful person, wonderful person. I think one of the biggest lessons I learned from that trip was actually from him. Actually learned one of my biggest lessons from him. Um, I saw a man who is up there, but then they act like they are down here. I saw someone who has the power, has the influence, has the financial capability um, to pay for everything and just have people do it, but they decide to be at the front line, making sure things are working just like they want them to work. I saw them picking up tables, cleaning up chairs, making sure the microphone was working. Not because someone was not paid to do all of this, but they just needed to be there and make sure everything was going on well. And I was just looking at him like, wow, Masako, if you are going to get Toridey to where you want to see Toridey, you have to be at forefront. And bet you that is one other thing about Agbogibet. That is a similar thing with Agbogibet. Agbogibet has that potential or the possibility of just staying there and just doing exactly the boss person. Okay, you guys should do this, but no, he's never doing that. He's always wanting to be there and helping and helping and helping and helping and helping and just making sure. That's the same thing with NOB. If you look at all these guys who are successful, I think that was the conclusion for me. If you look at all these guys who are successful, there's one thing that's common with all of them. In as much as they are successful, in as much as they are up there, they want to be involved in almost everything that's happening. They want to be there when you're making the decision and understand it. Not like they're going to interrupt or no. They just play the scrum master thing. You understand? They're just playing the okay, how is this one working? Okay, how is this one working? Is it possible for us to hurry up with this one? Like they're just there and making sure everything is working perfectly. Dr. Arash, I was like, dang. I was like, I need to copy. I need to copy. I need a few pages from his book. And if possible, I need the full book. And it was just wonderful. So we visited the hall, did it, the whole check and everything, and then left. Went to Best Buy, picked up something, came back to the hotel, and decided to do that interview where we just talked about us. We just talked about traveling from our various destinations to California. Um, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful session. Right after that, the event was supposed to happen the next day. So um, now about the interview session they had. Like I said, Judith actually did the first not presentation, hosted the first interview, and she did not even know she was going to host. It was just right when we were going to do it that I called her to the side, told her, hey, you're going to host. This is how I want, or this is what I think you can do. And trust me, she handled it very well. Now, the lesson learned from that experience or from that situation is the fact that we have so many people in our community. We have so many people in our community who are camera shy, but they are wonderful persons with wonderful ideas. And every time I listen to them talk, I just wish they can open their mouth more. I wish they can have a social media presence. I wish they can, like you see, so many persons. One thing I feel, and I told even all of them, I told them that the worst thing that is happening in our community right now is the fact that the wrong persons are actually the ones that have all these big platforms. So the wrong persons are actually the persons with the megaphones. Let me put it that way. The wrong persons are actually the persons with the megaphone. So what do you expect? They're going to pump and feed our community with chaos, with gibberish. They're going to, yeah. So she hosted the first interview and she did excellently well, wonderful conversation. And right after that, I think it was about two, no, it was about four or something. And my boss was supposed to go to another VIP meeting for the big guys. Um, VIP meeting with the big guys, while the others, the ladies, they decided to go out to just tour La Jolla. By the way, we were in La Jolla, and just Google La Jolla, and you'll be amazed. It's one of the finest cities in the United States. It's one of the richest cities in the United States. It's flamboyant. It's beautiful. It's wealthy. It's just everything. So, unfortunately, we had one person who had actually stayed and schooled in San Diego, so she understood the ins and outs. So she decided with the other ladies to go out. The NASA cool that I am, I was staying in my hotel. Either I'm on my computer editing or learning something, or I just, if I can sleep, I just sleep and I rest. But yeah, the trip to California was wonderful, was beautiful. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I think I'll end this live so I can get some more rest, and maybe we'll talk about this. We'll talk about the part two of my trip, maybe tomorrow. Maybe when I have somebody that's going to ask me questions or something. However, I plan to actually bring the persons I travel with. I plan to invite them on Toridey so we can just talk about this trip and just talk and just talk and just talk. See you guys later.